It's the Aftermath Nerd Out. We're going to do a one-shot here. We got a word from the Russo brothers via Twitter, so everybody saw it.
Directly to you?
Well, I mean, I
Directly
follow them,
to the
but I also
Twitterverse.
follow
Jake
Taco
James
Bell.
at the top of it.
So
or
it doesn't
Jake
matter.
James.
The only thing that mattered on Twitter before I deleted it was Darth Vader followed me. And I was like, life ain't going to get no better than that, right? So I follow Taco Bell so I can find out if they're going to make another Dorito shell, something or another. And I also follow the Russo brothers so I can get a little bit of spoilers, just like I do JJ and all the good ones.
Yeah.
They said it's okay to spoil Endgame now.
Given the green light.
We have been given the green light to talk about it. We did fake spoilers before it happened.
So this nerd out is going to be spoiler full.
Heavy.
Right?
Spoiler
we
alert.
talk about
Let's
the
tell
movie.
everybody right now.
We talk about the movie.
Warning right now. If you don't want to learn.
Man, look.
I've not seen it yet either, but I'm going to play along.
Well, we could talk about Game of Thrones. You ain't seen episode 1 of that either.
You ain't going to worry. You're
I mean,
not going
come
to
on,
ruin
man.
Game of Thrones for me.
Dude, it was so funny. On Sunday, I wore the shirt that I had on earlier before it got hot that said science doesn't care what you believe. And somebody at the party for Game of Thrones said, hey, man, I like that shirt. I was like, yeah, man, it's funny. And I do realize that we're here to watch a show about dragons. Like, I get that there's no scientific dragon explanation. But, yes, I'm ready to talk about some Endgame. Waylon
right.
Whiskey's here.
I'm ready.
Chase Dyer's here.
I'm excited to hear.
Even Tory,
Tory's
the
gonna
Nature
get
Boy
spoiled.
Lee, he's
Well,
going to get
okay.
spoiled. Sugar Tank Sean, he's here. He's seen it.
Well, we're saying
Sugar Tank Sean has seen it.
Well, we're saying this during the break. If you're one of the people like I am and you don't see the movie in the first couple of weeks that it comes out, you can't get pissed off because people got spoilers. So I've got used to spoilers. I'm still going to enjoy the movie regardless. So
If you care
have
about
at it,
spoilers, you'd have been
shoot it,
there
guys.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm going to see the movie, but
Yeah.
you know me. It
You
takes
could
me a
have probably
while.
already seen it. I know that tomorrow, he said he'd be watching it all the time.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying if you're one of those guys like I am and you've not seen it yet,
Don't listen.
you can't let spoilers, whatever.
And if you're one of the ladies out there that hadn't seen it, I'm disappointed in you because there was a scene in this that just wrecked me. And I was telling you that we'll get to it. Are we ready?
Go ahead.
We're ready.
Listen,
Have at it.
if you have not seen Endgame, stop the YouTube SoundCloud video now. And this is your last chance. 3,
2.
beep, Aftermath. Now, Endgame, oh my God, when we last left it, the snap, right? Half the people going away. Captain America talking about, oh God, right? Spider-Man had us in tears.
Right,
You know,
right.
Thanos was the worst thing in the entire galaxy. It was amazing. Should have gone for the head. Ooh. And did they carry that over?
Oh, they did.
Right?
They did.
So in between that, we had Captain Marvel. Right? And we all knew that Captain Marvel did that well because it was the same movie as every origin story. Right? Her parents just didn't get shot in Crime Alley.
Right.
Right? She didn't get injected with the fuse. Right? The Tesseract done its thing.
And it was more of a prequel anyway. I mean,
It was,
like you could have watched.
We have to put this
you
in
didn't have
here.
to watch it, but it was a great movie. I loved Captain Marvel.
I didn't hate it, but
There is a reason to watch Captain Marvel because of the fact that
It
did so
sets
well
up that
because it
she's
was
a
the movie right
powerhouse.
before Endgame.
Yeah.
If it hadn't have been right before Endgame, it would not have done those Black Panther numbers.
I don't know. I think it might have because
And it seems like to me, now that I've seen Endgame, they made that movie to do, Tory, I know you hadn't seen it, but you know I say it all the time, swoops of dialogue.
Yeah.
Right? You'd make Captain Marvel so you can put in these 3 scenes. Right? It's almost as if it's like when you see a 3D movie and something comes at you and you're like, oh, that's only there for these glasses.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the only reason that arrow came at me on Pandora in Avatar was because 3D.
Right.
Right? So just like the 3D scenes, that's what Captain Marvel was. You're getting those 3 scenes so that you can, I mean, we're going to talk about it. It's spoiler now.
yeah.
All right? Captain Marvel, getting them back, right? from.
He's on the brink of death.
He's on the brink of
staring
death.
out into
He
the
died.
abyss of
We had to
space.
see Tony Stark die twice in this movie.
We watched him
He
basically
died.
record like a farewell.
He
to Pepper
died
Potts in a
twice.
sense, yeah.
And the farewell you hear in the preview,
Yeah.
I loved how that was a mixture of both of them.
It was.
Yeah.
And that was very cool. Once again, the Russos throw you off with the previews.
Yeah, they make the previews where they can go, after you've seen the movie.
We saw Hulk in Infinity Wars preview, and then it was Hulk Buster.
Yeah.
You know, with, as Mama Lee likes to say, because Hulk had what, Tori?
Erectile Hulk dysfunction.
Hulk-tile dysfunction.
Hulk-tile
I can
dysfunction.
never remember, of course.
Hulk gets
Man.
in Hulk's head.
So the movie starts out, right? We got Iron Man. We've got what Gamora's sister.
Nebula. Yeah.
Man,
And
playing paper football like we did.
they're humanizing Nebula.
Oh,
yeah, which
it
is
was
nice
so
to
great.
see.
When
So funny.
she's holding the position, right? She's got her field goal up, and when she smacks the football away, he said, "No, you don't have to do that. You just hold the position." And it goes back to her whole being like so competitive.
So
because if she
dry.
lost, she'd lose a body part,
Right.
an eyeball,
Right.
left leg, kneecaps.
So
Well,
him
and
getting to
she
be
had
the
that
father
character that, like,
figure
any
of
levity was painful.
he
Yeah.
gave
You
her
know?
the father figure that she needed to be like, it's okay to just play the game.
And like when she won, the look on her face was like, "Oh my god, I just won something!" But like she like tried to hold all the composure in. Like,
it was like, this is fun.
it was
Let's-
overwhelming for
let's
her
run
to
it
win
back.
something as simple
You could
as
see
paper
that
football.
it was like like
yes,
watching,
because there
like,
was never anything simple for her.
exactly
Everything is always to the death.
Yeah,
It was like watching a street kid in a kayak.
Warriors. I mean, that, and then just swoops. And that's what they've gotten to do. And none of it would be that great had we not all been there for the last 10 years.
yeah.
Every movie piggybacked like an argument with your ex, right? Oh, well, remember when you did this? Yes, I do. And then Fury showed up and we saved the world, but yet you still hate roller coasters. I get it.
Yeah, the only
It's a whole, and so the whole 10 years made everything perfect.
the only movie I could compare it to feeling is like Logan. When you watch Logan at the end, it's the only thing that was somewhat similar, where it's like you've grown up with them.
Did you
you've
see the
been
black and white, Logan?
I don't think so.
Man, we're going to have to check that out. We'll do that for another night.
Okay, yeah, because when you watch Logan, that was like the first time really for me. It's like you've been with this character for like a decade plus.
Yes.
Yeah, your whole life.
And-
Because of all the bad
Yeah.
X-Men's in between, and maybe even his movie, he's been the constant.
yeah,
Right? And that's the way we got with Iron Man in this one.
Exactly.
Him getting to be the father figure to Nebula that she always needed, that we all need. Right? Somebody that tells us it's okay to win and or lose, do it like a champion.
Yeah.
And so
It's okay to
then,
laugh.
and then saying goodbye to, the one.
Yeah, to Pepper Potts. That's
And to
late.
fans.
Yeah.
We all saw that from the trailer. That we
Yeah.
all thought that goodbye was for
That was
us.
for all of us.
And
we
so
are all Pepper Potts.
and then bam, he sits there, Nebula puts him in the chair like the dad going to sleep in some like Willy Wonka movie.
Yeah.
Bam. As he's going out, and if anybody's ever fallen asleep in a car,
Yeah.
right? When that like sun and it starts getting hot and you're sweating, you're like, oh my God, I'm in the car still. I thought
Yeah.
Granny was gonna carry me in.
Yeah.
No.
And he's about to
Bam.
he's about to go to sleep for good, and then all of a sudden here she comes through space like a hard ass Christmas angel, just lit up, everything
Hard
illuminates.
ass Christmas angel.
Just
Yeah.
Tesseract coming out of the pores.
Yeah. And his eyes just
That's a
open
sight.
like, "Who are you, space lady?"
Right.
And it
I
just cuts, and she's just flying down to Earth with a spaceship, like ain't nothing.
right. Yeah, because could you imagine what he was thinking? Sugar Plum's dancing in his head right there, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Oh, I think
Oh,
we have
my
a,
goodness.
another guest. We have Stryker
I'm excited
coming
to see
in.
this. This is going to be awesome. The one and only Gutterball McGillicuddy is going to be joining us on this special nerd out of Endgame. But like Chase said, we take the ship, the Guardian ship that's only Nebula and, of course, Iron Man back down to Earth. And who's there to greet him?
You got the Black Widow. You got actually, I think it's just because she's in the middle of that little video conference at that moment, right? Or
Well,
Captain
no,
America's there, and the Black Widow, I believe, are the only.
It's
And Rhodey,
no, because the flight lands and we've got of course Rhodey, we have Cap and Natasha, along with Pepper Potts.
yeah,
And so when the ship lands and you see all of them come out, and then right as he's like, "Where's?" and he doesn't even have to say her name, and they embrace and hug for the couple that has been the power couple through Marvel to make it through the snap. it was a great moment right there.
Yeah.
Because they've underutilized her since the horrible Iron Man 3, where it was Iron Man 3 is no Iron Man, and then the last 30 minutes, 85,000 Iron Men.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you've ever seen it.
You need a little build-up, a little foreplay. Get me there.
Right. And that's what they did with this whole thing. Like, every moment, every joke, every callback, it was because I saw your first stand-up. I got your mixtape, right? It was, I remember you in the cave, tink, 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 right? I'm pulling the shards out of your heart. I was feeling it. You were feeling it. Nobody thought Iron Man would do Batman-style numbers.
Yeah.
And over $300 million in Downey's pocket.
He saved
because
Marvel.
he's crushed it.
They were openly shopping out characters and then decided
Who you want to buy?
Yeah.
Who you want? I got your Moon Knight for $12.
Come get it. Yeah.
I got grab you a Russo, make $1 billion.
That's the only reason that Fox and Sony owned the characters like they did for so long is Marvel was hemorrhaging money and needed it. And Iron Man basically gave them their new blood, their fresh breath, their runner's high, if you will, got them back going again. Yeah.
Feige came in just like I like this. We need that new blood, just like Tony said, and bam, and then Fox and all them held out because it's like, oh, now you got money. I'm gonna wait. You know, you don't sell your land right when the railroad asks you to. You know, you wait until they've built it all the way up to your house, and you're like,
now I'm
make
priority.
a curve.
Yeah, now I'm at the top of the line.
You're gonna be like the guy from Up or whatever. What is that little house built?
Yeah.
Was that Up?
That was Up.
I made it 5 minutes into that movie. Don't go 4 minutes in. That's what I'm saying.
Heart out. Yeah.
That is don't watch Up ever.
It was sad.
It was.
You watch the previews. You'll feel a lot better about yourself and all your relationships. Get a scrapbook too. I don't know. This is about Endgame.
That's right.
Yes.
And it was the scrapbook of it. And you knew something was going to happen with some sort of a time travel, right? Yeah. We're going to get that Q episode from Trek, right? You're going to get that Back to the Future vibe. And one of the cool things that I've seen since it's happened is a lot of the movies that they named in the time travel had characters that are in Avengers in it.
Yeah.
So like Wrinkle in Time has Black Panther.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a great little callback. And the Russos have kept adding people once again from Community and what's the other show that everybody likes with the staircase and the voiceover from Ron Howard, Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Right. So they directed a couple episodes of that, and that's why that staircase car was in Civil War at the airport, right? The exact same one from that show. They've gotten every cast member now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from Community.
Yeah, Kim Jong was the security guard.
Who was reading a book of short stories that has a story in it called
Endgame.
Right.
Talk about falling into a gig. Dang.
And so, like a Yvette Brown, listen, even if you don't watch The Walking Dead, if she is on The Talking Dead, you watch that episode. Because she comes in there with her playbook. She's been taking notes.
Yeah.
And so I love to see a fan like that get their due. And with everybody, including Childish, Danny Glover getting to be in Spider-Man, they have worked every Community cast member in to the Russo brothers show.
They even had that guy painted up in blue, like David Cross's like little character.
That was from their
Those
cut
Guardians
scene.
too, I believe.
Guardians, yeah.
Yeah.
They've worked everybody in from those shows, and the Russos have crushed it with those 4 movies. They've gone all out. Now we finally get Tony back, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's the
And
first
he
time
is-
him and Cap have seen each other in
Seen
person
each other
since
since
Civil War.
That iconic scene.
Yeah.
That's what we bought the movie ticket for.
I mean, they were both in Infinity War, but they did not stand next to each other.
Not one bit.
One time.
He almost called him.
Yeah.
Phone got dropped. Who had to do it? Banner.
Yeah.
Always doing
and
the dirty
Tony
work.
Gave him
Flipping
every
the card.
bit of
Taking the
Jada
gamma.
Glover's, waltz, man. He just right in front, shaking mad.
Mm-hmm.
And, he let him, grab him.
Yeah.
And they had that, I tried. And that little moment of, we're still homies, right? And I'm still mad that this happened, but we need to talk about something else. This was so major,
Yeah.
right? Like, if you see each other at the same show, you're like, great concert, right?
Yeah.
And bam. But we're going to go back to being hateful right after that because that show did not trump what you did.
Yeah.
And so with them going at it. Him in the wheelchair looking rough, just feeling it, right? Just feeling it. It was like I felt this beat in my head, and I was like, "Is it Caribbean?"
You heard
no,
the music.
it's not Caribbean. It's hateful.
It's war
Eight.
drums.
Like he treated him like the door in the Hateful Eight, because he said, "Best line, we're the Avengers, not the pre-Avengers."
Oh yeah, that's right. We're the Avengers, not the pre-Avengers.
Oh, it was.
He was doing that talking fast mad where you can't talk to that person.
Right.
Where he's just like, but you weren't there. Liar. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mama's boy, tiny. He was breaking up with him.
I was
You
literally-
know what I'm saying? Like he was breaking up with him, and he was supposed to be there. And bam, he pulled it. He took his key.
Yeah.
He took his key, and you can take your house key and shove it. Are you feeling all right? I'm great. Wham!
It's
Yeah,
literally,
I've been in that argument.
Exactly. It was driving back from the bar and she's mad at you, like Cadence. That's what that was.
Damn, I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry, George.
I get it posted.
We can afford a
I've
beat
been
button.
You know what I'm saying? I've been broken up before. I know where you're going with that. Once you hand the key over,
Thank God
you
it
say you
happened
take
now
this key
and not
you
earlier.
hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Dump button.
Well, I don't have to worry about that.
No, you don't.
No.
I'm the Iron Man now.
It was.
I'm the Iron Man now.
It was inevitable.
You're not helping
'Cause at
me
the- at
either,
the morning
'cause I'm still
aftermath,
gotta go.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Still gonna
Go Nutra.
Go
There you
Nutra.
Still gonna
That's
go
all
back
I
and
care
edit it.
about. My bad. Still got to be kind of good because we got kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that way about kids, but you're gonna get broken up with too, and you're gonna have that one bad threesome. And listen, life has got twists and turns and curves and vibes. You're gonna get to your own end game one day, and when you snap, people will go.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what I want for you kids. I'm sorry.
Avengers.
Now we'll go back to Avengers.
Gather your gems wisely.
So then we get the ether.
Yeah, dude.
And how great was that? Like, it was like, Thor tells about the ether. And now this guy's barely even spoken most of the movie.
Well, it's
right?
like, Thor
He
2
has
gets a
gone
complete
through
transformation.
Oh, it's the most beautiful.
He's
and the fact that
depression
he signed on
personified.
for 5 more movies
Yeah.
to get the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
We're going to get Unworthy Thor, and I love Unworthy Thor.
Unworthy Thor.
He's got the
Man,
best
with
hair of the Thors.
My biggest
Dude.
Best hair of the
the
Thors.
part that I loved about this more than any other is that Mama Strike has for years had this big crush on Thor, and has many times been like,
No.
How does
you
she
know,
feel about Aquaman?
well, and then Aquaman came along.
What?
But the thing is that yeah, exactly. It's like she was always like well, I mean she's a kind woman, so it's not like she's gonna outright just look at me and go, I wish you looked like Chris Hemsworth and Thor. She's not that kind of person. But I could tell it was back in the back of her mind somewhere.
What?
But with this movie, I finally look like Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
There you go, man. You did
And
it.
by God, dad bods around the world unite and celebrate Thor in this movie.
And
Could you
I saw
imagine had you
people
not
trying
cut
to-
your hair that first time?
I saw
know.
people trying to get mad that they were fat shaming with Thor 2. And I was like, no, they need this. When's the last one you've seen do this?
I mean, no one has ever taken
Other than
their
Mr.
main
Incredible,
character
there
that was
is no
supposed-
fat superhero.
Yeah.
and there's never been someone that's like gone through this kind of
Well, this
transformation
sounds
to like
interesting.
get that way.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you that, Mama McGillicuddy, what more do you want? You sing in the accent, okay? You can sing, you can play instruments, right? You can hold your own at festivals and drinking, and she still needs you to Thor party.
No. Like I said, she's never said that, but I can tell.
I actually
Yeah,
had to break,
yeah.
I can
You can
tell.
feel the 7-10 split.
Actually, I had to
She's
break,
not picking it up.
Sometimes words are said with eyes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh.
And her eyes were looking at Chris
I actually
Hemsworth
had
in
to-
Yes.
the early Thor movies.
And her finger was directly at me.
Yes.
I actually had to break it down with Mama Lee the other night. We were watching the rerun of Saturday Night Live that had Hemsworth on it, and I just broke down. It's like, so which one do you think is more attractive,
Liam. Without question.
Aquaman or him?
Oh, I thought you meant Helmsworth. My bad.
She couldn't tell me an answer.
Lee.
Well, they're both. It's a hard choice.
Well,
Just
oh,
shut
God.
up.
I was
now.
watching Infinity War with my ex.
She's going to take a bump off of both their titties.
Yeah,
I was watching Infinity
She
War
don't
with my
care.
ex, and she saw Chris Hemsworth, and she was like, "I would leave you for him in a heartbeat." Just whatever, joking around. And I was like, "Well, the reason you're with me is because you don't run that much anyway, so I doubt you'd catch him in the first place."
I love it when people say they
I
would
would have
leave me in a
responded
heartbeat
with, I'd
because
leave
I'm
you
like,
in a heartbeat for Chris Chris Hemsworth too.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the first thought. But then
If I
got
just
a
got
little
to be in his
vindictive.
entourage, I'd be like, I'm in the limo, chick.
Hey.
Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
No, listen, they're going to leave us in a heartbeat quick. Trust me, I know. It doesn't take more than one roller coaster ride for me to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're gone. So if you say that, you're already ready to leave. So don't even worry about that. Now,
All right.
Pepper Potts, the whole crew, we got them all together. They're building up a plan. We got a
right.
plan.
Got a
We're going to
plan.
go to space. We're going to get Thanos because
Squad up.
Rod, what was it, Ground Zero, when he did the snap,
Yeah.
set off this, what do they call it?
There was a massive influx of energy.
I want to
Never
say
before-
magical chain of something, but yeah,
Never before seen in the universe until 2 days ago.
right.
Bum,
What,
bum, bum.
what I really liked about when they showed it go off, like the snap, did you notice that there was the colors too? It was still like the
Oh,
red
yeah.
from the reality, like
Mhm.
all of it was the rainbow kind of color of the Infinity Stones that went out. So I wonder if like some planets like a Jupiter caught a reality and it changed it. You know what I mean?
that
Like,
would be cool. I think they're going to use it as a way to kind of give you the Fantastic Four and the
In the
X-Men eventually as
multiverse,
well.
yeah.
And this 5-year gap that takes place after all this
oh,
as
and
well.
of course we said that before with Jonathan Beckner from Snake Eyes Comics, who we've gotten
Yeah.
to have on a few nerd outs. He came on and was like, this would give him the perfect chance to bring mutants in
Yeah.
because that's what
It
happened.
gives you 5 years while they're all doing their thing, worrying about themselves, being all existential. You could have the Fantastic Four have been in the negative zone when the snap happened, and that's a way to. It's like that's why we're
You did that
still
with
here, and that's why we have this. And you could have it where like the mutants are doing their thing, or maybe at least Gambit or Wolverine. Slow build.
Wait, slow your roll. There's never going to be a Gambit movie.
Shut
Okay,
up.
Tori,
love it.
that's not just for you.
I would
That's
love
for
it.
everybody.
Yeah.
Put your Gambit candle down
Yeah, I would
because
love
there
it.
will never be a
I'm
Gambit
holding my
movie.
Gambit staff high. I'm all in.
Right.
No,
Other
no.
Gambit references.
Shuffle your cards. Throw them as much as you
I
want into
will.
a hat. It will never happen. You will get a Jubilee movie
Oh,
before
Christ on a
Gambit
crutch,
movie.
really?
And I tell you what, if it doesn't happen that way, Tori, I will get a Gambit tattoo right here on my belly button.
What's it gonna do? Hold the card where your belly
Yeah,
button
yeah.
is?
It's going to be dropping in there in the hole where that movie will never be made.
I got no hopes for it.
But I do love the idea, like
Is-
Jonathan Beckner said, we all knew they'd go back in time, right?
Yes.
We all knew they'd go back in time. But the fact that when they didn't really change time, like a Biff Tannen kind of deal, that's when I bought into Beckner's idea that this is when the mutants happen.
Yeah.
Because we only have a few people and everybody's, and I think that that's a great way to bring it in. Silver Surfer, the next 10 years needs to lead to when 10 years from now, we should be talking about the Galactus battle
Yeah.
with Silver Surfer switching sides like Nebula.
Yeah.
And let's take out this
What I would
giant
like to
plant
see
eater.
is you have like the space-bound heroes
Mhm.
have their like little threat with a Silver Surfer Galactus type of thing.
Yes.
That will build to an overarching when everyone meets up thing. While also on Earth, you build up Doom as this Earth-based villain that you can have the,
The Loki.
Earth-based team-ups for.
Yeah,
and then
so
when the
you get that
Galactus
first-
double team-up thing happens 10 years from now, you can have like that cool Doom works with them after terrorizing them for 7 years moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
like-
Red Skull moment we never really got.
yeah, exactly.
Well, until he took out Natasha.
yeah. But you can't not do that with Doom. He's,
Doom's got to be there.
yeah.
And I think a lot of that coming back to the Earth part should be involving not only him and over that 7 years, but I see it like not Guardians of the Galaxy 3 poster. I see it, yeah, make that poster. But it should actually come out with as Guardians of the Galaxy and then be like one.
The rumors
Right.
are that they're going to have Nova and Kazar in Guardians 3, along with Adam Warlock, who's already been confirmed via.
Well, we
after
saw him in
credits.
the
Yeah,
room
exactly.
or whatever at the end.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That
Guardians
was Guardians
2?
2.
Yeah.
Showed
Yeah.
his chamber where he's being made.
His birthing chamber.
But did he get out before Thanos took over Nova? Because once again, that was a swoop of dialogue
Yeah.
from the opening of Infinity War. Yeah,
Yeah.
where how did he get the Power Stone? Well, he took out Nova's planet.
Yeah.
So did they get out?
Xandar's gone. They might use that as a way for him to have the whole power of the Nova Corps now, since they're gone. Now he's the living embodiment
He
of
is
the
the
old
Nova.
Corps.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah.
Write it down right here.
That's
Chase
what-
Dyer just called that out.
It's my old prediction, throwing it out in the ethos.
Nope, I like it. Hot takes. Hot
Yeah.
takes on the nerd.
Take dice.
Now,
But yeah, they're squatted up in space.
5 minutes is what Tori says.
Mhm.
All right, we gave you the whole opening, but
In real
as-
time.
But hold on, as we were opening up, you said the spacebound heroes for the future, right? One of my favorite lines is when they look back and Rocket says, "All right, who ain't been to space?
Yeah.
And the meekest hand raising that came about was absolutely amazing. And then to see it in Cap's eyes, right? The colors, the everything, and then the honeycomb.
Because you forget he's from the 40s, you know? And
Right, like he's lived an amazing life now.
Oh, totally.
Right. I mean, he remembered when the Yankees were good and then was frozen, and then the Yankees got good again.
Yeah.
And then he had to go to space while the Yankees were horrible.
Yeah.
Like the poor guy has got emotions upon emotions. Yeah, he'd be like, what? We sold him back Babe Ruth? Right.
Yeah.
Now, it was tremendous. It was everything we needed. It was a love song. It was a time travel TED Talk. It brought in even more. As Spider-Man, I think, got brought in, the pop culture references came abound.
Yeah, they flooded in.
Yeah, there's just like, even, we go back and we see that Tony had said, that up there, that's the end game.
Right.
Right? And then you see it again where Doctor Strange said it, and now the whole leading up to it. So it was the most beautiful swan song. How many? Gremlins 2. Okay? Let's get an electric gremlin. Right? Right? Like all the sequels, every sequel that you've ever thought that was horrible. Like Bobby G, he hates Back to the Future 2 because of a hoverboard. We love hoverboards.
Yeah.
Right? The sequels get bad names all over the place. This isn't just a sequel. This is a 22-quel. Is that a real word?
It
It is now.
I've heard it both ways. A 22-quel.
Yeah.
They took 10 years to get here, which I started watching Iron Man. I remember as I'm walking into Endgame, I started thinking about every movie that I saw with everybody, right? You know, Iron Man with the bird, Guardians with Ryan Ray
Vitamin
and
C's
Tomorrow,
graduation playing in the back
right?
of your head.
Iron Man 3 with Cousin David, you know? And it's just like all those movies that you wind up watching and who you watched them with. And now after 10 years, this journey, are you kidding me? You wanted to make fun of me because I liked and said the words Silver Surfer, right? Or I acted like I was floating on the ice from the Iceman guy from the X-Men. Y'all hated comic books, right? Nobody liked it until 89 when Tim Burton made everybody buy merch.
Yeah.
Right.
And gave my bird a new punch move.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but now comic book movies are a genre we're begging to get Oscars over a period of work and not just, and Downey crushed it.
Yeah.
He has been the heart and soul. He's left it on the table. I would say he went hard in the paint.
He did.
He did.
And so,
Definitely did.
Endgame,
That last 30 minutes, I've seen it twice.
Amazing.
It made me a sobby mess. It just...
Yeah.
I cried all the way through it.
It hit
for
every
3
bit of my
hours.
daddy issues, like Eddie Van Halen and Eruption. Just every string just nailed consecutively. Over
Luckily,
and over.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 helped all my daddy issues out. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready to see this. And then I was not ready to see that.
Thought so.
I was walking out, like I said, I saw the 3D, the 6 o'clock, the first version. I'm walking out, I'm taking the glasses off, and I'm walking out the front to have like I need to see the sky again or something. Like I want to see something beautiful, pet a dog, I don't know, pick a flower.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm walking out, and Gail Grantham is at the end of the line. Comedian Gail Grantham, great friend of ours, right? Made my eyebrows look on fleek that time Tory was mad at him.
Hair mask.
Right? And she said, and I just went like, I gave him my hang loose and was like, it's good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's good.
Trying to no-sell the
Right.
sad.
Right. And then Gail whips around because it was like her man I'm giving to, Will, right? And she said, what? You look like you've been crying. Are you okay? I'm like, and I just yelled it. I've been crying for 3 hours. What do you think I've been doing? And that whole line from all right there, I'm like, I don't care if I just spoiled that. You gonna be crying too. It's a funeral. Did you not watch Game of Thrones? You can't have a battle without a funeral.
right.
Have you ever been to Gettysburg? Or what? What's the one over in Washington? What's the name of that one? Arlington. You ever been there? It's not just a place in Texas anymore. It's a sad spot. And it's all in a row. And it's painful. And it took 22 years to get here.
Oh, man. I saw old Cap on the bench. I was like, oh, you didn't, but you did. And I'm happy. And I'm sad.
Gave the shield to Falcon, dude. Because that Falcon and Winter Soldier thing's going to come up. And, Cap Falcon is another thing from the comics recently that has thrown people off because they're like, hey, he's black. Right? Like he flies around and he's got the shit, but he's black.
Yeah.
Right? They're mad. Right? Just like they were mad in 2017 when the Hail Hydra When that first happened right there, that was my favorite part because everybody was so mad at that comic, just like Bat Dick, right? They're so mad at it, they went out and bought that issue. Yeah. They were so mad about Hill Hydra, they bought that. Nobody knows what happens after that.
And ironically, they loved that line in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Best part.
Well, it was great.
Well, other than when we finally got the
Batman.
Hey.
Well, my biased favorite part was when they gave the nod that Namor's coming, when they were talking about the underwater earthquakes in Wakanda. Namor's my favorite comic character. He's basically Vegeta and Aquaman fused into one.
I still have that first comic when it was a limited run.
Oh,
the
the Submariner?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I've got.
Well, listen, we don't take this Mariner propaganda here on the Aquaman channel.
Namor was first. He's the man.
Nah,
he's got wings on his feet. He can fly.
I know. That's why I liked him too. It was great. But Aquaman was the code word to pick me up, so we had to like him first.
I'm looking forward to seeing it again, so I can go back and see the scene. Where the very battle begins, the big grand finale battle begins, and you see
hyperdrive
everybody.
That's the money shot.
Howard the damn duck.
He's holding
there.
a big old gun.
I looked last night when we watched it on the box, and I couldn't see Howard. I couldn't see Howard.
It's the blink of an eye. He's got a big old gun. And there's a Starbucks cup driving a tank. There was.
Howard the bird took me to the theater, and I've hated that guy that was trying to bring the things in ever since. Every movie he's in since.
And when Wolverine and the Thing come flying in, and the Millennium Falcon with Snake Eyes to save the day.
Yeah, dude.
You mean Waylon?
Yeah,
he was there too. Waylon was in it.
Is Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
No. Waylon was in the back. He had on the hat, and the sunglasses, and everything. Yeah. He was making a drink in the bar out there by the chessboard.
Multiverse, and that's what we're looking forward to. So I'm glad that we had our extreme spoiler issue of Endgame Nerd Out. Thank you, Chase.
Thank you.
Gutterball McGillicuddy.
My pleasure.
And everybody that has watched Endgame, let us know what you think. It's going to be on the YouTube, so they'll see in your comments. What was your favorite part? I know that hammer part, dude. I cried the whole time. I'm not lying. I'm glad I saw it in 3D because I was like,
I knew it.
It's so bad. There
the
was so
tears
many
were in
jokes.
three-dimensional.
You remember that part in the one Avengers when he's like, hey, is she going to be okay? Because acting like this guy's quintessential to the team is really bringing us together.
Right.
When they were talking about Hawkeye, right? There were so many quick-witted little jokes that I laughed at, but in the theater it was such a morgue or whatever, just morning scene that nobody was laughing at anything unless it was a cry.
When Tony Stark spoke to Rocket for the first time and said, up until now I thought you were a Build-A-Bear. Yeah.
And if it hadn't been made by Disney, Rocket would have said, "Bitch, I could be." Because Rocket toned down a lot when he saw his homie, and I love it how he was like, Quill, Groot, the chick with the antennas. You know what I'm saying? It's so Rocket to not know people's names, man.
Yeah.
And calling him Ratchet, the beaver, the bear, and seeing all the file footage from the old movies. They did time travel right in a way we haven't seen. Endgame. Did we think there would be not a surprise? I mean, you gave it 22 movies, 10 years. And then we thought we all knew what was going to happen. And we're not going to know what will happen.
Nope.
Absolutely amazing.
Turned it on its head.
But now I feel like the real Endgame is whatever you brought.
I've been wondering the whole time what the hell is that. He's brought in Big Daddy's elixir or something.
No, I saw meth out of something like that.
No, it's just a small beer from Oakmont Exchange.
To what?
It's one of their small beers. No, but it could be. It's swamp water bourbon.
Listen, if you drink all of that, you'll be rolling gutters like Gutterball McGillicuddy.
So come try our elixir.
Man, it just seems like the mouth. It's like
good
it
for what
reminds me of
else,
a flavored St. Ides. Like the opening is not as big as what I need to get all this down.
It's good for hemorrhoids and cold sores.
Work it right
just
out.
about anything else.
Well, that's the real end game.
It's with the poison
Are you gonna go see it?
Yes, sir.
Will you please go see it.
Yes.
Do you have anybody that has money where we can go right now?
No.
All right. Well,
no. Money is an
please
issue
send
at the
all of your
moment. Money is a huge issue.
I don't know. What was my Hotmail account? Send the money there. Make the check out to cash. We need to go take Tory to Endgame.
Hit me up on Juno.
Yeah. And that's also probably in my pod, whatever it is. Yeah. iPod.
There you go.
Send me the money on my iPod. We'll go see Endgame together. I'm ready. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Next 10 years, Let's see you, Galactus. I see you coming.
Yeah.
It's your nerd out on the Aftermath.
Channel Z.